Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? Hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic day today, as usual. And I have a really interesting document from the Federal Reserve, specifically from the Fed Payments Task Force. And yeah, it was released on January 16th. So I know it is a bit old, but this is the first I'm seeing it. And, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, a 2-week-old Federal Reserve PDF, I mean, come on, we've gone over like 2-year-old Bank of America stuff. I mean, so still very, very relevant. So I know I just did make a video like an hour ago, and we were kind of looking at the charts, and we are seeing some green upside, and we got 15 minutes left until the 4-hour close. And guys, I think 30 cents is on the way, to be honest. But nothing's a guarantee. Let's see what happens. So XRP 2020 did specifically direct message me this piece of information, so got to give credit to him. So he drops a link to the Fed Payments Improvement website, and as you guys know, Ripple has been working with the Federal Reserve since 2016. Ryan Zagon was on the board for the Fed Payments Task Force, and also Ripple is also part of the Fed Payments Improvement, but again, I forget who is representing Ripple, like the specific name, but it is definitely a guy from Ripple on the Fed Payments Improvement Board, right? So we know that clearly, Ripple has engaged with tons of central banks, 50 central banks to be exact, has engaged with White House administration, working with the Federal Reserve, IMF. Like, we clearly know Ripple has been engaging with the Federal Reserve. That's just a fact. So on January 16th, they come out with Go Global, a review of cross-border payments webinar and survey. And you gotta just listen to what they have to say, because I just really, really smell XRP. Technological innovation is underway. Many efforts to innovate are underway, both in solutions allow broader access to cross-border payments and those addressing infrastructure challenges and inefficiencies. Incumbent providers and new entrants are attempting to address pain points such as speed, cost, and transparency. First of all, Ripple was the first institution to ever call a pain point in cross-border payments. They were the ones that are always repeating and, kind of beating the drum of, yeah, there are pain points, serious pain points in today's correspondent banking system and in cross-border payments, right? And then not only that, but they go on to say, such as speed, cost, and transparency. It's like, okay, well, does it XRP do all three of those? I think that would be correct. In some cases, new entrants provide front-end overlays that connect to existing back-end arrangements. Basically, Swift GPI, Ferrari shell on a Model T chassis and engine. Now, listen to this, though. Additionally, emerging technologies and innovation, such as distributed ledger technology and digital assets, not cryptocurrencies, but digital assets, another kind of phrase that originated from Ripple. Example given, stablecoin, central bank digital currency, are being explored to address some of the pain points and challenges of conducting payments across borders. However, the systematic impact of these emerging technologies and cross-border payments remains to be seen. So it's like, okay, it's there, but not happening, entirely quite yet. Still needs to expand, right? And then they follow up with, there's been a decline in correspondent banking relationships. Guys, this is just cooking up to be a really good recipe for XRP taking over the globe, being the standard moving money. Correspondent banking is the most prevalent mechanism for clearing bank-initiated cross-border transactions, representing an overwhelming share of value moving across borders. This arrangement relies upon banks holding deposits owned by other respondent banks in order to provide payments and services on behalf of respondent banks. So literally, banks have to initially send a large chunk of capital to be held in an account at another bank just for the simple fact of getting a payment there. That's like you're going to buy a car, but then you give them 10 times the amount of the car. I don't even know where I'm going with that. It's just something stupid. Like, you have to send over a chunk of money and hold a fat chunk of money. Like, there's I think there's like $27 trillion right now sitting in correspondent banking accounts, like Nostro Vostro accounts. It's just really stupid. Like, to be able to perform an action, you must hold an immense amount of capital and lock it up overseas. Like, it's just not, I mean, we're living in 2020. Why are we still doing this? So, without an established presence in a jurisdiction, banks rely on this network of correspondent banking relationships to move money through intermediary banks. The final receiver, pre-funded Nostro accounts. So, guys, some very, very interesting statements from the Federal Reserve. Thank you guys so much for tuning the video today. Really appreciate it. Smash the like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one.